Thank you everyone for joining, and let's start. If you want to know more about our company, this is a high overview. In the past webinars, we talked about the GPS and GNSS aspects, and today we will talk about the OriginIoT system. These are the previous webinars and available on Ineltech YouTube channel. Our agenda for today will be the OriginIoT system overview. Then we will talk about IoT prototypes. Then we will talk about the idea, how you can move it to proof of concept. And we will have the demonstration. We will show how it works. And in the end, the question and answer session. So let's start. Before, I want to show you what are the customer pain points that important to think about. And this is the idea behind the OriginIoT, that we want to solve all these pain points. So if you want to produce an IoT project and product, it will take you a long time, a lot of resources in terms of money and engineers, and the complexity of the design, all the interference and all aspects. So what is the solution for it? This is the OriginIoT system. This is how it looks like, the size of it. And if we will talk about the components inside, you can see here the GNSS model, which makes the performance of GNSS of 1.5 meters. We have here the connectivity, narrowband and Cat-M with the fullback to 2G, the cellular connectivity. We have the SIM option. It can be eSIM, embedded SIM, or a SIM card as you have in your phone. Another part is the generic interface. You can connect any type of sensor with any type of interface. For example, UART, I2C, and more. And we have the MCU inside. It's a patent of the company. We developed a unique firmware which give you easy life to produce your IoT products. And all the OriginIoT system is another patent. So we have here actually two patents, one in terms of the system and the second in terms of the firmware and the idea behind all the system. If we move on and you want to understand how does it work, so the base is the OriginIoT. On top of it, we are taking add-on board and connecting to the IoT. The reason that we want to power the OriginIoT system, and also we want to add sensors. If we will talk about the add-on board, so we have here a few types, and I will mention it later. The idea behind it, when you plug the add-on to the IoT, it will be immediately connected to the web application. The idea is a real-time connection to the web application. The add-on board has the power management and battery charger and sensors of barometric pressure and motion tracking. The idea behind it is that 95% of the clients need these sensors. These are the common sensors for the IoT, so this is the reason that we have the add-on board like this. And we have also the connector, which giving you the sensor interface and all the interfaces, as I mentioned before, the UART, I2C, GPIO, and SATA. So this is the overview, and let's move on. Now I want to move on to the IoT demos, product samples that we have on our side. Let's start from the smart padlock. If you will see about the brochure, so you can see here the environmental sensors. We can monitor what is the air quality, the carbon, etc. And probably if you want to develop a product, so the first prototype will look like this, okay? On the right side of the screen, you can see here the battery, the antennas, cellular connectivity, and everything. Another example is a smart fingerprint on the left side, and on the right side, a crop solution, which make a smart solution that you can monitor your agriculture. So here we have the brochure and the idea behind this product. And if you want to see how the fingerprint will look like, it will be something like this. You can see the add-on board together with the OriginIoT connected to antennas, batteries, sensors. Here we can see the fingerprint. So a really quick solution with wires and with the OriginIoT and add-on board. And on the right side, you can see here the solution of the agriculture. And we have more ideas. For example, we gave our engineers in the company the OriginIoT. We told them, just imagine what you want to make, and let's try and see if it works. So this is 3 examples of products. We have here a flat management, we have a smart baseball, and path planner, a real machine that can track the indoor, for example, if you want to track indoor locations and the traffic inside. So this is the path planner. The smart baseball, you can know if you are throwing it, what is the orientation, what is the speed of it. And you can also, when you work with our support, you can give us your 3D file design and we can implement for you the proof of concept of the mechanics. So you can use us for this. If you want to look how it looks like, so these are the pictures behind the brochures. This is the future of product development if you want to make IoT solution. So this is the way to work on it. If we will think about how it works today. So for example, today you need to select the components. For example, these are the graphs. As you can see here, you need to think what is the current, the voltage, and all aspects of hardware. If you will think about another part, the PCB design. So if you will look on this picture, so you can see here the aspects of PCB, and you need to place the components on their position. You need to think about the stack-up layer and a lot of aspects, so you can forget from these two. If we are thinking about the debug session, for example, you already made the product, but now you want to debug it and see if it supports your standard and specifications. So these are the pictures behind it, and we can solve it too. The antenna specifications. You want to know if the antenna is good enough or not. And the software development. We have here a real-time embedded that we already made all the efforts, and you can forget from embedded real-time coding and to take care of all the bugs and all the source files that you can see here in the picture. So in the end, our solution is OriginIoT. It contains all these aspects. It avoids for you the tough life of engineers, and it includes everything: the hardware design, the PCB design, embedded coding, noise immunity, debugging, RF design, signal interface, and QA tests. We already done all of it. And now we can move forward. So if you want to take your idea into proof of concept, we have few solutions for you. One of them, so this is the APK. You can see here the OriginIoT, the add-on board. You can see other parts for debug process and antennas for the GNSS and the cellular connectivity. This is the price, a special price if you buy via Ineltech. This is the part number, and it's easy to use and compact solution. Another part is the IoT trackers. We have 3 types of IoT trackers, and the difference between them is the size and power consumption because of the battery that we have inside. We call them PPT, ATT, and FMT. You can see here the specification behind each product. And you can see that we have here the highest battery inside, and this is the lowest battery. And the difference between them is in case. For example, here you can use it as a product, as a tracker. Here you can use it as a tracker and also for debug. You can connect it to your PC. And here, the FMT, you can connect it to a sensor. For example, you want to take our add-on and IoT solution and to add your own sensor. The price of all of them is same as the APK, and this is the special price via Inetec. And now I want to move on to the demonstration of the OriginIoT system. So if we want to know how to start with it. So basically it will look like this. So here you can see the setup, the hardware setup. So we have the OriginIoT together with the add-on. We have the battery, the GNSS antenna, and the cellular antenna. And probably if you want to make a connectivity, so it will be by cellular here. And if you will imagine what is your web application, so it will look something like this. And this is the GUI behind the web, and you can implement it as you wish. And another part here is the connection to the computer. If you want to debug and see what is going on with the solution without the web connection, so we have a UART connection to the PC, and we are working together with the TeraTerm. This is the web application that I will show you. This is the computer debug. We will not talk about the TeraTerm connection today, and this is something that we have other videos that you can work, and we will focus about the web application. Another part to know here that we have a lot of features. For example, firmware over the air, a multi-buff that you can read a lot of sensors in the same time, and more. If we will talk about how we start, this is our sign-in to the website, and this will be our application. This is how it will look, the website. And you can see here a few devices. The numbers behind the devices are the IMEI, which is an identical number for the OriginIoT. And now I want to start the demonstration, so we will finish with the demonstration and move to the website. You can see the website now. This is the login. So I made the login. Now I can see the website. The device that I will show you today will be this one. So currently you can see that it's not connected. I will plug the battery inside. So it will take a few seconds for the connection. And in the meantime, I will show you features on other screen. For example, here we can see one device that we changed the name of it. Okay, we made different name than the IMEI. And I want to show you the location of it, okay, and the history. So for example, here you can see what was the history location of the device. And here we can make a filter. For example, you want to make from 7th to June until the 15th of June. So you can see it over here. We have an alarm. For example, you want to send an email when the devices came to the location. For example, I want to go to Tel Aviv and to know if the device is 10 meters from my location. So I can configure it here and to put a radius of 20 meters. So this is an example of geofence alert. It's something that you can use and it's already done for you. You just need to play here with the configuration. Another part here, you have a back to default option and a few tabs that I will show you later. For example, here we have the support, so you can contact us. go to our website, the account, you can configure here the details, and the professional tab. This is the brain behind the OriginIoT. So let's see if the product is connected. So we can see now that there is a connection of the device, and we can see that this is the location of it. Okay, and the history. We are sitting in Airport City office near to the airport. So this is the device that I plugged in. And I want to move to the professional website. So let's sign in. And you can see here, this is the device. So what is going on behind all the front end? So here you can see the information, the hexadecimal information that's running and coming from the OriginIoT. You can see here the NMEA information, which is giving us the information. And we have an example of command here, which is multi-get. It means that I want to sniff all the information from my sensors. This is the command, how we configure it, and I will talk about it later. What is the meaning behind all of this hexadecimal wording? Here you can see more user-friendly features. For example, you want to control the GPS. If you want to control the low power modes, you want to make a restart, you want to know what is the life battery of the device, you want to know if it's connected or not, what is the cellular signal, the information of the device. So you have here a lot of features. And let's start now with a basic idea of plugging sensors to the OriginIoT, and then I want to see this information on this web. So I will send this command. You can see it over here. This is the command that I sent. And now I will wait for response. So this is the response, and I will get this response again and again. This means that I have sensors that's sending me information, a raw data information, and this is how it will look. Now I will go to the show on widget. And you can see here that we have a configuration behind everything. And I will make a play. For example, if I will move the device, so you can see it on the right side, I am moving the device and it's moving. Why? Because I have a gyrometer, accelerometer, and magnetometer connected to the OriginIoT. And what is the configuration here? So very simple configuration, and it looks like this. So this is a basic idea behind the OriginIoT. And now I will stop the demonstration. I will move back to the devices. So we started from here. We have the raw data information. I send the command. Now I want to stop it. So I will make a stop connection. You can see here I sent something. Sorry, I sent this command. And now all the information from the sensor stopped. And now I want to move back to the presentation and explain you more what is the algorithm and how does it work. Okay, so we are back to the slides now. You can see that this is the idea behind the OriginSmart Firmware. We have the MCU from STM company connected to the GNSS and to the cellular. And these are all the interfaces that we have that are ready to use for you. Here you can see an example for interface type. For example, if you want to work with the UART connection, so we have address for each type of interface. And we have a structure of API and a lot of formats behind every command. If you want to take an example, so here we have the device that I showed you. We have a connection of I2C with sensors. So here you can see the structure of the raw data message, what we sent to the OriginIoT. Here you can see that we used 0.5 hexadecimal, which means that we are using the I2C interface. We made a multi-buff command, and these are the raw data behind the multi-buff. And we use two types of sensors. We use this one and this one. And here you can see what is the raw data behind it. And this is an example of how you can use the raw data and the hexadecimal words and transfer it from the cloud to the OriginIoT. If you will look about the configurations behind it, so here we have few graphs that we can implement as you wish. For example, this is a gyroscope configuration, and this is the values as you can see on the graph. And this is the example of the 3D model widget. You see that the device is moving, so this is the configuration behind it. It's waiting for the information from the sensors, and you don't need to write any type of embedded code, just a simple configuration and to know how the raw data of the sensors is working. And this is an example of the map. So this is the configuration behind the map. And if I want to summarize, so the idea behind the OriginIoT is market accelerator. If you will take this solution and you will try to use it, so you will see that you can make product very fast without any type of code. So for summary, the OriginIoT is just like a Lego, okay? You need to remember this picture. You need to connect sensors to the OriginIoT, and immediately you have information that's going on to the web application. By the way, we are giving the web application as open source without payment. Means free of charge. You can take the open source and implement as you wish. And the bottom line here, we are saving time to market and we are saving the required resources. If you will go with different solution, so it will take you more than 1.5 years to develop a product and to be in the market. And this will be the cost of it, between $500,000 to $1.5 million. On other side, if you will choose OriginIoT, so it will take you less than 1 year, and the payment here will be something like $50 until $150K. And this is a total price for making a product already in the market. Okay, we take care about everything, and we are giving you the best support to accelerate your product. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.